right, welcome to Drake's Dungeon episode 3. I am Drake, your community manager for War Commander. This episode's coming to you a little late, and I apologize for that. With the holidays, scheduling time with somebody to record got a little hectic, and then the person that I was going to record with ended up getting sick. Luckily, the person that I was going to have for next episode was available, and they've joined us today, along with my dog, Toph. She has joined us as well, so you may hear some dog noises in the background. She's an adorable black lab, probably the most important member of the War Commander team. So she'll be joining us for this episode as well. But our special guest is none other than the head of customer support for War Commander, and that is Abe. Welcome, Abe.
Hey, Drake. Thanks for having me. Happy to be a good backup.
Yeah, well, thank you for stepping in. I mean, we were going to have you a bit later on down the road. Unfortunately, Braden got sick. Everybody out in the community, you guys know Braden. He's pretty active in the Discord. He's still been working hard like crazy, even though he has been sick. So go ahead and send him a message saying you hope he feels better soon. I think he would appreciate it. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the new stuff in the game. And we're also going to talk about some of the new things that are happening in customer support and tips and tricks to kind of help players when they're submitting a ticket, get the fastest response they can with the correct answer, the most correct answer we can help you with. Not to step on Abe's toes, but I actually used to have Abe's job before I was the community manager. So there might be part of this too where I'm like, oh, I know the answer to that. So I apologize in advance if I come off a little overzealous in this interview. But first off, let's talk a little bit about what has come out recently. We've had 4 new units in this last month. In the month of December, 4 new units came out. We had the Devout, which is the first Generation 4 unit. We had the Atom, which is the new unique unit. We had the Legendary Assault Vehicle, or LAV, the newest legendary vehicle. And we had the Braden single-use unit. A lot of awesome stuff just came out this month. What have you had a chance to play with, Abe?
I've gotten to play a little bit with the LAV. Adam is an absolute monster. He's been my favorite thing to play around with lately. But yeah, CS we've been busy the last couple of weeks, so I haven't had as much time to play around with all the new toys as I'd like.
I used a combo of Romero, Atom, and Darkstorm in Holdout over the weekend, and I was just destroying everything.
That sounds ridiculously unfair, but awesome.
Yeah, it was unfair. I don't go and fight players, so I keep all of my unfair platoons to myself and only hit PvE targets with them. To be clear, so nobody thinks that I take my overpowered platoons out on the map and start destroying other people.
Wouldn't imagine.
The Devout, that has been kind of like, to me, an amazing unit to throw in platoons. I used to be all sentry, or not all sentries in my Sentinel platoons, but I would have a good amount of sentries. And now I'm kind of swapping them out for a little bit more balance with the Devouts, and that has been like crazy brutal as well.
Yeah, some of my team have been able to play with the Devout a lot, and I've heard nothing but great things. I'm really looking forward to getting a better chance to get in there and do some work with it.
Yeah, the Braden has also been a really good single-use unit. I'm really looking forward to both the Braden and the Mikey full versions coming up in a few months. I've been seeing a lot of talk, too, that in the community that a lot of people are really gravitating towards some of the more recent single-use units. I think they're going to be really awesome full units when they come out in a few months.
Yeah, the feedback that we've been seeing is mostly all positive about all the new stuff. It's been great. I've even heard calls to get Mikey nerfed. We'll see how that goes.
That won't happen.
I can't imagine.
That won't happen. No. Especially with how the Disruptor, it's the original unit, was not a unit that we admit didn't really come out as strong as we had hoped for. So this updated version with Mikey, he's got to stay the way he is. He's too awesome the way he is.
Performing as intended.
So Abe, let's quote Office Space here, and let me ask, what is it you say you do here?
That's an excellent question. My primary goal as support coordinator for the game, is to both advocate for the players to the game team and to assist in support in any way that I can. Ultimately, we are here to help the players, but we are here as that go between for the game team to help escalate issues, understand what's happening within the game, and help out players as much as we can.
I think you bring up a good point that we're here to advocate. A lot of people might not be aware, but our department is not called customer support. We call our department here in the company, we call it customer advocacy, because combined with you doing your job through customer support and me doing my job through community, our job is to really pay attention to what players say and feel about the game and bring that up to the game teams and try to advocate for the things that players want, while at the same time making sure that there is a good balance between making sure that the players want what they want in the game, but also making sure that the content is balanced and fair and fun.
Yeah, it's a tough balance, but we certainly take the feedback that we receive seriously. Constantly discussing between us and the game team, what the community is talking about, what you guys are interested in.
Yeah, we have a dedicated meeting every week where Abe and I actually sit down with every high member of the game team and really bring forth all the things that we see in Discord or see in tickets or see on the forums. Now, I know a lot of times players might feel like that might not necessarily be the case because they don't always see the things that they want either instantly happen in the game or ever happen sometimes in some cases. And a lot of times there's a couple factors behind that, and maybe we can expand on this a little bit more, but a couple of the factors are, is it actually technically possible to do some of the things in our game that people are asking for? We always communicate the things that people are asking for, but sometimes, because this game is a pretty old game, I mean, we've been around for 9 years,
coming up on 10.
So the game's been around for a long time, and so sometimes some of the suggestions, while they might sound really cool, just might not be technically possible, or they might take a really, really long time to implement, or maybe a suggestion just throws off the balance of the game so much that unfortunately we can't incorporate it. But that's the thing that Abe and I actually get to do on a regular basis, is take all the feedback that we get from players and bring it to the game team for them to kind of digest and see what's possible.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that we talked about months ago that is starting to work its way into the game now. So I mean, sometimes that roadmap does it's a few months out. We have to take the time to make sure some of these things get implemented properly.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, and a lot of people aren't fully aware yet, but over the next couple months, particularly over the next year, we're really working hard to implement a lot of new mechanics to the game, and a lot of it is based on player feedback. So again, while things don't always necessarily seem instant, we definitely do listen, and we try our best to make sure that we can incorporate what we can.
Absolutely.
We got a couple things just in customer support that's happening over, some pretty big developments that are happening literally right now. We just extended with the folks that help us get our player experts for the game. So we're definitely working still with the player expert program. Abe, can you tell us a little bit about what the player expert program is?
Yeah, absolutely. The player experts are players just like everybody listening. Most of them have been with the game for many years. Really understand the mechanics of it. So they're an amazing resource. The way they answer tickets really helps us weed out a lot of gameplay questions. Frankly, most of the issues that players report, the experts have seen before, because they're in there playing the game just as much as everyone else, and they have the experience to understand what's happening and what you're seeing, and the information that they're able to provide is invaluable.
So having those actual players that are able to handle your basic gameplay questions or your simple bug fixes that just might require things like refreshing the game or changing a setting, having those people be already immersed into the game just to handle that stuff really makes it so we over in CS, or I guess rather you and your team, can actually work on the more complex issues that take a bit more time with our
Yeah,
players.
the couldn't have said it better myself. Most of our day is spent working on more complex account related issues. Doing a little bit of bug testing when we can. But yeah, answering tickets is the majority of what we do. And so the fact that we have some dedicated players that are taking the times out of their day to help answer other tickets. Yeah, they're invaluable resource to us, and have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, with the help of the experts, we've actually now and back me up here, or maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but would you say that we have some of the fastest response times to our tickets that we've really ever had in customer
Oh,
support?
absolutely. Because the player experts, and with this program over the last year really getting its feet under it, our response times and our queues have, especially on War Commander, have never been lower. And because of the hard work, we have a lot of other exciting aspects of customer support that we're able to be implementing over the coming months, because of all the hard work that they do, and how much they've been able to reduce both queue volume and the response time that a lot of players see on their tickets.
I couldn't have asked you for a better segue because we've been doing a lot of facelift work on our help center. Like where you go to submit a ticket, we have a huge resource there of a lot of common issues and things to help players out. And lately, we've been adding a whole lot more new content, which is what our agents, when they haven't had to answer tickets, have been able to write and provide. Can you talk a little bit more about some of the new changes in the
Yeah,
help
yeah, of
center?
course. The help center is something that has been woefully underutilized, and we understand that. And one of the major points of emphasis that we have coming into the new year is greatly expanding its use, adding a lot of content. And because of where we're sitting, and the service provided by the player experts, we're able to have a lot more time to spend on it. Recently, we've added a series of articles that are geared more towards newer players, explaining user interface, basics of base building. We're looking at adding a lot more articles about the specifics of certain types of events, really expanding that to help explain a lot of the gameplay questions that a lot of players have, and really help explain kind of what's going on in the game, because oftentimes it's not as easy as it looks.
Well, on top of that, too, with this new content, we have agents that are actually in Discord as well that attempt to answer questions when they have the time, of course, to do it. Which you can message anybody who's considered customer support through Discord if you'd like, but you do need to remember that their job is actually answering tickets first. So they might not be able to get back to you, or they might then request that you send in a ticket if it's a more complex issue. But we also have them right there with the community, trying to also be involved in helping issues live when they can, which is a newer initiative that we've been doing over the last year that I feel has been pretty great responses for a lot of
Yeah,
players.
absolutely. Moving more towards some kind of live support has been a long term goal of the department. Discord kind of helps with that. Obviously, we would like a better system than, because we can't deal with account issues through Discord, that kind of stuff. Which is why a lot of times, when a player does reach out to us, we'll ultimately have to have them file a ticket. But yeah, Discord is wonderful for emerging issues, for a little bit more real time responses. But it's true. It's not our primary focus. Answering tickets is what we're here to do. But the Discord is extremely useful for a little bit more of a live support option.
Let's do the hypothetical thing here. If I were a player and I'm having an issue in the game, what would be the best way for me to make sure that my issue is seen by support and that I have the best chance of getting it resolved as quickly as possible? How would I go about doing that?
I think your first option should really be looking at Discord. Being an active member on Discord will, a lot of those gameplay questions get answered there a lot quicker than they're able to through the ticketing process. Between myself and Drake, all of the other agents that are on Discord, members of the game team, and especially the mods. You know, our,
Oh,
our
mods are
mods are
great. Yeah.
amazing. They are able to address a lot of issues and a lot of questions much more quickly than the ticketing process can. If it's something strange, something that you've never seen before, those issues brought up on Discord are also escalated to the game teams more quickly so that we can get a faster resolution. But if it is something that is, account related, something doesn't look right, uh, filing a ticket is going to be one of your first options. Check the Discord, check the help center uh, for issues that are common to the game. But if you're not understanding what you're seeing, then yeah, filing a ticket is going to be the best way.
To add to that, I would also say make sure you check the message above the game. When you load up the game, there's a message that often is above the game. Also, the announcements section on Discord. If it is an issue that seems to be affecting a lot of players, I definitely try to make a notice about it in either announcements or the message above the game. So if you're experiencing an issue that is happening right then and there, you can see if that issue is being worked on. So you don't actually need to send in a ticket if we're already aware of this game-wide issue. So yeah, before, always check Discord, check the message above the game as well, just to see if there's anything up there that has additional
Yeah,
notes.
there's a lot of times, especially if something big happens, similar with the Adam situation that recently occurred. We received a ton of tickets about that, but there was messaging sent out through Discord in that message above the game. That could really help at least address your concerns before without needing to send in a ticket.
Yeah, I think we got over 100 tickets about that
Yeah, well
issue
over.
that that literally none of them were things that we needed to do anything about because once the issue was fixed, it retroactively fixed it
Yeah.
for all players. Always making sure that you check your resources like Discord and the message above the game first. Now, let's say I'm having an issue with my account that unfortunately can't be resolved through announcements or message above the game. And it can't be resolved through maybe talking to an agent or a moderator on Discord because it involves my actual account, so it's personal information. If I'm sending in a ticket, what type of information should I include in that ticket?
Great question, because that's one of the things that we want to avoid the most is an unnecessary back and forth with players, so that we can quickly address whatever issues you're having. If it is something account related, the examples are numerous. You're having trouble logging in, you can't see emails, something along those lines. The easiest thing to do is in your ticket, include that it's account related, and that you need to speak directly to CS, because that's not typically something that the experts are going to be able to help you with. The other thing is any screenshots, any evidence showing what you're seeing. Video is great. Can really help us understand exactly what's happening. That way we can sort of avoid the I'm not quite understanding what you're seeing. Would you mind showing me somehow? That back and
Mm-hmm.
forth. That's what we're really trying to avoid, so that we can help resolve your issue. The first time you write in. So the more information that we have initially, is really going to help resolve the issue quickly.
Yeah, and to kind of add to that as well, while images and videos definitely help, also having a little bit of text description, just saying what you're seeing, helps that as well. A lot of times, some people have sent in videos, but haven't given us any context to it. So it is a little hard just sometimes looking at a video of what we're supposed to be looking for. Because, in our battles, a lot of stuff happens at once. So we might not be able to know specifically what somebody is trying to get our attention on. So on top of sending in a video or sending in a picture, a brief, clear description on what the actual issue itself is will go a really long way.
That's a great point, Rick.
And I know that sometimes we've all had experiences before in our lives where we've contacted customer support because we're frustrated about an issue with what we're dealing with. I know that I've called my internet company and been frustrated, or maybe I've had a bill or something like that I paid that didn't get processed correctly, and so we've had those situations. But the one thing that, of course, we want to urge everybody to do is be kind and courteous to our experts and our agents. They are here to help you. They want to help you, is the major thing. So, we want to avoid any unnecessary bad words or name calling that can sometimes slow the process of helping you out faster.
That's a great point, Drake. We certainly we are here to help. We want to help. Weeding out any of the negative language, any of the negative, any of the name calling, all that kind of stuff. That has a different effect on us, and is definitely something that we want to try to avoid. We always handle ourselves respectfully and professionally, and we just ask that everybody else does the same.
I think I hope that the players definitely find a lot of this information a little bit more insightful to kind of how customer support works and maybe the best way to submit a ticket. Is there anything you'd like to add, Abe, to this?
Nothing I can think of. I think we got a lot of it covered. We're excited about the direction that we're able to take here in the next couple of months. We've got a lot of really fun stuff on the books that'll help support the players even better than we're able to now. So I'm really excited for the next few months. Some of the stuff that we're going to be rolling out. Obviously, a lot of it isn't something that I can discuss, but it's going to make our lives a lot easier, and will hopefully make everyone's experience with support a lot happier.
Right on. Well, Abe, thanks for taking the time out of your day to sit down with me and record some of this stuff. I really appreciate it, especially with the short notice. Literally, folks, this morning was the notice, and he dropped what he did so he could come and talk to you guys. So I really appreciate it. We'll be back in another month with a new episode, likely with Braden, if hopefully he's feeling better by then. Gosh. But thank you, everybody, for listening. As always, thank you for playing War Commander, and we'll talk to you soon.